Welcome to Modern Femme-ily with your host and resident lesbian, Cassie. Join her and our resident LGBTQIA plus ally, Molly, as they talk to women of all walks of life to discuss everyday matters of a woman's world. Join these lovely beauties every Friday at 8 p.m. to talk about hot topics, sensitive topics, but most of all, the real topics.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to Modern Femme-ily. I am your host and resident lesbian here, Cassie. So glad to have you back if you're returning. If you are new here, welcome. Everyone is welcome with our show. We are a woman's show. We talk about women's issues, our points of view, but absolutely everyone is welcome. We do not discriminate. So, anywho, now is your time to grab your favorite cocktail, mocktail. It's super cold here in north central Pennsylvania. It is supposed to be -2 tonight. So grab your favorite hot chocolate, cappuccino, whatever it is that tickles your fancy tonight. Lock those kiddos in the bathroom, or my favorite, lock yourself in the bathroom and join us for the next hour, because while we may look like ladies, some of our favorite words are 4 short little letters. So you have been warned. But anywho, Molly and I, my co-host, we have a lot to talk about tonight. So I'm going to bring her out and let her say hello before we jump into everything that you know and may not know, but are going to get to know. Hold on one second. Here she comes.
Hello. And I'm here. Hello. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. Forewarning, you never know what we're going to say. You never know
I unpacked my dinner.
Oh, what are you eating?
I'm eating chicken Alfredo.
Ooh.
No.
Yum. I'm drinking tonight.
Hey, one of us eats, one of us drinks. You know, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
We're just here to hang out.
We're covering all the bases of
sustaining
life.
So before we jump into all of our shenanigans, I want to tell everybody where they can find us.
Oh, yeah.
Because that's super important. You have to know where to find us.
Yeah.
So, pardon me. I'm still getting over what we're not sure is COVID or not. We don't know.
The sickness.
Yeah, I'm still waiting on my test results. I was tested on Monday. My wife waited.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. There is a bug climbing on my iPod right now, or iPad. Oh my gosh.
What kind of bug?
You know those stupid, PA stink bugs that come around? It is literally crawling on the screen.
We're just going to see this little thing scutter across, your camera.
Oh my gosh.
Yell for Charlie. Yell for Charlie.
Oh my gosh. I hate bugs so much.
And we are live, folks. This is real life.
Oh my gosh, I'm almost, I'm panicking right now. And I feel like I'd be a horrible newscast. Oh, I see it. Charlie, you have to come. Charlie, please come. Charlie.
All right, Charlie. Molly, you turn off your camera. I'm going to tell everybody where they can find us, okay?
I'm going to mute myself, too.
Okay. Well, while Molly deals with her stink bug issue, which, again, we are live, people. You never know what's going to happen. Okay. Whew. All right, everybody. Most importantly, you can find us on our WLFE-DB network. You can find us on their website, which is WLFE-DB.com. You can also find us on their Facebook page, which is WLFE-DB Radio. But you can also find us on their LGBTQIA plus page, because we fall under all of those beautiful umbrellas. But I always say most importantly, because they are a network and they back us and we love them to death. But you can find us on our socials. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Or no, not Twitter. Good Lord. YouTube. It's going to be one of those nights.
Yeah, it
Welcome back, Molly. Oh, Lord. Lord. But anyway, our Facebook, Instagram, and our YouTube, they are all spelled the same as the banner up top, except for the Instagram, there is no dash between the E and the I. Most importantly, usually I would ask Molly to do this, but she's composing herself.
Yeah.
So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. The more you share, the more people get to see our sometimes beautiful faces, but our live things that happen.
I feel like that was science. Science just happened. You saw like the underbelly of a bug.
Yeah, it was totally out of focus, but we did. And I could see the light through it, which was really creepy.
You what?
I could see like light through it, like it was like transparent.
Yeah. Listen, and anyway, like, share, subscribe, share this wonderfulness. Look at this.
Yeah. So real quick, we have Kat tuning in. Hi, Kat. She covered last week when I was feeling totally crappy. She helped carry the show with Molly, which we are forever grateful for.
Yes.
Reese, my loving wife, if you are new here, she is in our bedroom. She's in our banishment room. She says, good evening. And then when Molly's mishap happened, Kat says, I'm fucking dying. Charlie, who is Molly's husband, says, I can hear her screaming. I can only assume that the bug has killed Molly since she's screaming.
I feel so sorry for my neighbors. Listen, I'm so sorry.
Good Lord.
Good Lord. I know.
Our great friend Mandy is just laughing her ass off. She's a whole bunch of laughing, crying emojis. My wife, ha 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 ha, with a bunch of laughing faces, and that's fucking great.
I know. Listen, I can do a lot of things, right? I'm very handy.
Right.
I work well with my hands. I can dig a lot of ditches. So if you ever need a grave dug, but
a grave dug.
You never know. I'm just kidding.
I mean, she's that friend. She's got a tarp and a shovel. She's ready to help.
I'm that friend. I don't ask questions. But when it comes to bugs, sometimes worms, it's a no for me.
Yeah. So we have a turtle, and the tank is in our bedroom because when we bought him, I said, I want the tank in our bedroom because the flowing water will put me to sleep. When it rains, instantly I'm out. Right? Yeah. So his tank is open because he's an aquatic turtle, so he stays in the water for the most part. He'll bathe on his sunrock and stuff. But we went to put water in I went to put water in the other day, and I couldn't get the filter to suck the water up into it. And because we just got a new filter. Yeah. So I yell for Reese. I'm like, what the hell is wrong with this filter? Like, why won't it work? Oh, there's a stink bug on the filter.
Listen, it happens it's winter. They're usually fall bugs, right?
Well, I mean, technically fall just started because it's been 75 degrees on certain days.
That's
here
probably
in North
what
Central
happened.
PA.
They were like, "Ooh, let's hatch," because I think it's fall. Right. Because I remember being in college and being on campus, and they would be everywhere.
Mm-hmm. They're horrible. They're like ladybugs in the spring. Here in
PA. And then heaven forbid you crunch them. They stinks.
Smell.
And then yes. And the thing that gets me is because they're exoskeleton, right? So it's hard, and then it crunches. The crunch just gets me.
No, I'm the same way. My wife has arachnophobia like no other. She hates spiders. Yeah. And I mean, I don't like them. They're not my favorite, but I can, save them, squish them, whatever we choose to do that day.
I leave them alone.
My thing,
as much as I can.
One, if they crunch, it's like breaking bones. Like when you watch those shows on TV where it's people doing stupid shit and they that makes me instantly sick to my stomach. But I don't mind blood or I grew up in a family of firefighters and first responders. So I'm so used to rolling up onto a scene and seeing someone not having the best day of their lives.
Right.
But if I hear someone break a bone or I squish a bug that makes noise. I can't do it. But you want to hear what, like, I'm terrified as far as, like, bugs? You're going to die. Grasshoppers.
Yeah, I find that really weird. Like, I'm not a fan of them because I feel like they hop towards you when you should be, like, and then you're on me for some reason. And that creeps me out. But, like, they don't really, like, bother me that much.
Nothing that God has created or whatever you believe in created everything on this earth should not jump and fly to those extents. Like, it is not natural, and they freak me out. Like,
yeah.
The one night we were getting ready to go to bed, and of course, we live in the country. Even Molly, who lives in our technical city in this area, it's still country.
Yeah.
So we, like, my wife and I live even more in the country from where Molly does because we don't live in the city. And we were getting ready to go to bed, and I had a pillow like leaning against the wall under the window, and I went to grab it, and there was a fucking grasshopper on it, and I freaked out, like jumped over my wife on her side of the bed, and she's like, "What are you doing? Get it."
Then what are your thoughts on praying mantises? Because those sons of bitches are big and jump too.
See, I don't mind those so much. My lovely ex loved praying mantises, so I kind of got used to them. Like, she would like bring them home, and I'm like, no, those little fuckers just look pissed off. Like,
sorry,
but she also wanted to get eggs and hatch them because they hatch by like the 1,000.
What?
And I was like, no, I'm putting my foot down there. Like, I do not want thousands of praying mantises all over our spare room.
Yeah, no. Because what happens if, like, because I'm sure they're gonna be in a container of some sort.
Yeah.
But like that off chance that like you knock it over or something.
Yeah.
Then you got yourself an infestation.
Right. Like, what do you do? Call an exterminator and be like, my house is infested with praying mantises?
Right. That's so, yeah, no.
They're gonna be like, what? And I learned this at a very young age because there was actually, my mom and I were going somewhere, and there was one on the side of our car. And we stopped at like our, the fire hall because my dad was in, there's your train.
Yep.
My dad was in the fire company.
She's late.
She is late. Usually it's 8. I'm gonna need you to be on time, bitch.
Yeah. Like, it was super distracting because I knew it was coming, so I'm like, it's distracting.
But we stopped at the fire hall and we were like, somebody get this off the car. Like, will somebody kill it? Because they're big.
Right.
And all of the guys were like, it's illegal to kill a praying mantis. We're like, what? They're like, yeah, they're actually a protected species. It's illegal to kill praying mantis because of that reason. So we drove probably a good 45 minutes. I think we were going to like Walmart or something.
Yeah.
And we get out of the car, and that was still hanging on the side of the car. Like,
persistent son of a gun.
Yeah.
Like, resilient.
Like, seriously, it must have been a female because they bite the male's heads off after they have sex. So
makes sense.
Yep. So, but Reese has a tip for you. It says wrap loosely in TP and flush. No squish, no smell.
Yeah. Oh. The thought of it being like in
your hand.
Yeah. And then like my irrational ass thinks like it could like punch out and then like be on the attack or something.
All I can think of is like Kung Fu Panda, or everybody was Kung Fu fighting. Like, that's what I imagine.
For real. That.
Oh. And Molly on the floor, like, just screaming and seizing and like freaking out.
Listen, yes, I am a very like buff person, right? And can hold my own, but there is some things that I freeze and don't move. Bugs are one of them. I literally just go like this. And I can't move. As you all saw.
But I will give you a fair warning. Stink bugs are known for their uppercuts, Charlie says.
Yeah. See? I knew it.
They're fierce little fuckers, I'm telling you.
Yeah. I'm sure they have a purpose and like serve that purpose.
But serve it somewhere else.
Yeah, outside preferably.
Right. I have a cat who eats them.
That would not be pleasant. Like that's their defense mechanism.
Right. They smell horrible. I can only imagine they taste just as bad.
Yeah, like that metallic-y, gross. Oh, I couldn't do it. Mm-mm. Cats are weird.
So our theme for our show just totally went out the window because we're talking about your bug.
I feel like that's life though.
That is very much life. And I mean, I said we had a Twitter earlier. I could barely update our Instagram, let alone a Twitter. Like,
I don't even have social media, for heaven's sake.
Right. I say y'all don't want to know my every thoughts because usually it's F you, F this, F them. I can't. I can't do this today. That's usually my thought.
I know.
I just saw a piece of like something.
I was like, be on the lookout for bugs because that son of a bitch came from out of nowhere.
They do. They're sneaky little bastards. Like
I don't even know. Like all of a sudden, I just like out of the corner of my eye catch something, and I'm like, I look down briefly, and then panicked.
Well, we will forever have that immortalized because it was on live.
Listen, and I feel like everything happens to me on live. Like my blunderfuck of last week. Like just weird words coming out of my mouth. And then now a bug crawls across the camera.
I'm stuffing my face, so.
As I rant and rave. This is so much fun.
Well, in all honesty, people, got off work today.
Yeah.
Sat down on the couch, fell asleep. So, and I told my wife before I did, I was like, I'm not setting an alarm, but make sure I'm up by this point.
Right.
She gently woke me up and I immediately went back to sleep. That's just what happens. Apparently I was tired.
Hey, you need it. And that's okay. Because I knew we were doing the show tonight. And because you didn't send me the link until like 6:57 or something like that.
I think it was like 7:10 that I sent it to you.
That actually might be true. I was trying to give you a little leeway.
Oh no, it was. This is a hot mess 20-minute face. Like,
right.
Yep. That's why. Luckily, my wife ordered dinner because I would have been like eating my foot. Because I haven't really eaten a whole lot today, and I said to her before I fell asleep, "Hey, do you want to order food tonight?" And she's like, "Yeah, we can."
Yeah.
And then my ass went to sleep.
I have this really bad habit of not eating throughout the day, which is really funny because we communicate in like this chat room, right, as supervisors and management. And I always go like, going to make lunch. My ass goes into the kitchen to make lunch, and then something else catches my eye, and then I do that, like the dishes. And then I'm like, you know what? I've been away for a hot second.
I should probably go back.
Yes, yeah. That's what happens every time. Except for when I say I go get coffee, my ass is going to get some coffee.
Well, and usually in the morning when like I say, "Hey, I'm taking the dog out," because like Molly said, you know, we work together, so we communicate all day long.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this morning we even FaceTimed, so like, it's not unheard of because we used to work in an office, and now I love working from home. Trust and believe, because I may look put together from, you know, here up.
Oh,
yeah, girl's got on a pair of flip flops and a comfy sweatpants. Like,
and listen, and to think that we put these faces on every single day.
Yeah, when we worked in the office every single day. No.
Yeah, I would wake up at 5:30 in the morning. Okay, check that. My alarm went off at 5:30 in the morning.
Yeah.
It was insane. And now we just do it for like important calls and
right,
Friday nights.
we have a standing meeting every day of the week except for Fridays, of course.
Yeah.
With like our higher ups in management to just recap what's going on in the day, that type of thing. And I mean, even with that, like Molly and I usually coordinate clothes, not on purpose.
It's so weird. And literally we will not have seen each other all day. We just communicate via chat or whatever. And then we pop on and we're like, bruh, we have our hair in a side bun or whatever, and we have teal on. What? Like,
yeah. Well, and one day we actually FaceTimed in the morning. We were working on a project, so we hopped on a video call, and we both had our hair in a ponytail, and we both had on maroon sweatshirts.
Yep.
And then we hopped on our call in the afternoon, and we both had our hair in a bun, and we had on different maroon shirts.
Yep. Yep.
I don't know. But like we don't even get dolled up for that. Like
no. And I used to, right? When we first started
yeah.
working from home, it would be like 2:30 or 2:15, and I'd start putting a face on. And then, I was like this ready. And then I slowly started to stop.
Yeah. Like, and it's no disrespect, but like our higher ups, like one of them does work in the office due to restrictions with their Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
But the others work from home too, and they were comfy, so we were like, damn it.
Yeah, like I'm going to do the same. Like, why am I doing this?
My hair is brushed, my teeth are brushed. Like, I don't look like I just rolled out of bed, but I also didn't put on 14 pounds of makeup.
I know.
No.
And honestly, that is what I liked about the lockdown. Like, whatever, it happened. I'm not saying like I want another one, but I'm just gonna say what I liked about it. There were things that I did. I learned a lot about myself during that time.
No, me too.
And then I stopped wearing makeup, so it's almost like I got used to my face, because
seeing your actual face.
Yeah, because I would look at it like every day. I would look at it on camera, and it's like I got used to it. So then I could like go outside without putting anything on, and that was really refreshing.
Yeah. Well, and you and I have talked, with not putting makeup on every day, we've gotten more into skincare and taking care of our actual face.
Right.
So you don't necessarily need all of the makeup we used to wear. Not that we needed it before, but to cover up our imperfections, we don't need that anymore. Because one, we're more comfortable in our own skin, and two, we're taking care of our skin.
Right.
So.
And I think that like it's also accepting that like there is no such thing as a perfect complexion, right?
Right.
The idea of like adults not having a zit is like preposterous. Like, it's gonna happen. Like, it's skin. You still have pores. So it doesn't mean like you're.
It may be more so around my period.
Right. Yeah.
But I still get them.
Yeah. For females, it is a little more hormonal, or it can be. But the idea that you have to have perfect skin all the time is ridiculous. And please know that you don't have to spend a ton of money on skincare. Like,
no.
Most of that stuff like really dries out your face. A lot of it's chemicals, fragrance that can cause reactions and like
cause the acne and the irritation.
There's overwashing. That's a thing too.
I've recently switched foundations. I was
me too.
Right. And I'll still use it because don't get me wrong, this is gonna sound so shallow, but I don't spend a lot of money on a lot of things. But I love doing my nails because I do my own nails at home now. I've always done acrylics, but now I know how to do dips and all that fun stuff. So I do my nails, so I spend money on that. I buy a certain type of shampoo, conditioner, and like hair care line. I spend money on that. And I love makeup.
Right.
Like, even though I don't use it all the time, I love being creative. And I'll just come into my studio and just do a full beat of makeup at 10 o'clock at night because it's what I feel like doing. Like, that's like my hobby.
Cool. Yeah. See, I don't feel that.
And it's funny because you're the hairdresser. Like, you went to cosmetology school, so
I know. I like to make up for a purpose almost. If that So I'm sorry. I can hear Charlie or I can hear an echo in the living room. And it threw me off, but now I'm gonna ignore it. So
but so like I will spend money on makeup. Like the
Right.
foundation I was using previously is MAC. Like, and that's from my drag queen Amethyst. Like, she is a MAC whore. Like, that is her thing. But like she got me, and it's kind of controversy now, but the James Charles Morphe palette. Like, she got me that last year for my birthday. I had her pick up the MAC foundation that I was using because we don't have a MAC store in the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, where we live.
No.
And I could order it online, but I don't get the discounts that she gets because she's a member of like their Rewards Plus plan, and they don't sell it.
So let me Venmo you some money and give me some makeup.
Thank you. That's exactly what I did. Like, Dustin texted me and said, "Hey, I'm going to the outlet. Do you need anything?" And I was like, "Yes." So I Venmoed him some money, and he brought it, next time we got together, which was probably months later. But and so I was using that for the longest time. Well, it's winter time here, and while I may be a little tanner in the summer, your girl's pasty in the winter.
The winter and summer bull honkery, I just hate. So I'm like tan all the time, only on my face.
Well, so I've gotten so many compliments on my skin recently on like the rare outing that we go anywhere. Mm-hmm. And everyone's like, "Oh my gosh, your skin looks great." And I'm like, "Thanks. I went from using a $50 foundation to a $5 tinted moisturizer, and everybody loves my skin." Yeah.
Well, listen, I found out a little, well, I mean, I kind of always knew this, but like, this, like the Sam's Club brand.
Yeah.
That is like, some of those brands are actually like, so like the coffees, some of it's actually like Starbucks coffee. And
really?
Yeah. And then their shampoo is actually Pureology.
I'm sorry. What?
Yes. Their $9 shampoo for shampoo and conditioner, $9 is Pureology. This Pureology is like $56 for the shampoo and conditioner.
Okay, so do you have a Sam's Club membership? Because if not, I do.
I was just gonna say that. I was like, "Girl, I'm gonna need you to give me some shampoo."
Yep. It literally just, I had a random charge pending in our bank account, and I was like, "We didn't spend anything on anybody or anything, and there's no bills coming out." I'm like, "I don't understand what this is for." And like 3 days later, it was like Sam's membership. I was like, "Oh, that was cool to auto renew," but all right.
But hey, thanks. Yeah, I'm gonna need some shampoo and some coffee.
I got you.
Because it even says, I guess, like on it says like modeled after Starbucks, but they actually filled it.
Right. Huh. Well, that's like, I don't know if this is true or not. So if you're watching, don't hold me to this if it's not true, and don't come for me in the comments.
Right.
I heard that Elf, the makeup brand, like it's eyes, lips, and face, but it's Elf for short.
Yeah.
Is actually owned by MAC, and it's the same products.
Okay, so I heard the same thing again. I don't know if no, I didn't. But it was like, I heard that it was more, like their ingredients were like the same ingredients of MAC.
Okay.
And that's, so like it's the same exact thing, just at like kind of like a lower grade. Not like it's gonna make your face be awful. Right. But at a cheaper, so that they can sell it a little bit less, but it's the same kind of formula.
I just recently started following a makeup artist on TikTok, and of course, like, I'm so late to the game. Like, she's like this huge makeup artist, everybody loves her. But I just started watching her, and I love her because she's from Massachusetts. She swears like a sailor. I'm like, this woman is real.
I know who you're talking about, I think.
Yes. I'm obsessed with her. Like, I want to slide into her DMs and be like, "We need to be friends."
Right.
Like, I love you. But she took the Elf, it's a green primer. I don't really know what it's called. and compared it to the Milk.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Their real sticky primer. She's like, honestly, this was like $56. This was $8. I prefer the $8 with the makeup test over the $56 one.
Yeah, well, and I mean, I think that some brands and some things are kind of worth the spend.
Absolutely.
Well,
and treat yourself. Don't feel bad about it. Yeah.
But I also think that some things are kind of a little overpriced and overmarketed, and you really don't need it, or it really doesn't work that well.
Right. Yeah. No, I agree with you 110%.
You're just paying for the brand.
Exactly. You're literally paying for the brand.
Yeah.
I've had highlighters that I'm like, why was this $48?
Right.
Like,
right.
No disrespect, whatever brand it was. This is shit.
Right.
Like, I could literally like take chalk and make a better highlighter than this is. Like, I don't need your name. I don't care. Mm-hmm. So, excuse me. Sorry. Like I said, still recovering. Sorry. Real quick. Mandy also works in the same office that we do. She works remotely as well. She said, I need 5-minute warning before a FaceTime.
Listen, and I'm the worst because I'm always like, let's call. And she's like, okay. And I'm like, video chat. And she's like, I'm not going on video, Molly. I'm like, it's okay.
Well, Mandy, you're going to have to join one of our video chats when we're working on projects one day. And you're just going to have to send those kids to the bathroom and lock them in there. Because she has 4 beautiful children.
Yeah.
Wonderfully behaved. I mean, I've been on like FaceTime with Mandy and like such good kids. I'm like, my dog doesn't have the manners of any of your children, and he's sleeping.
Listen, her and I one day, we were like helping out with interviews, and it was so much fun. We were literally on a video Zoom call the entire day with somebody or any, like, back to back of interviews. Her children were the best. Didn't hear a peep from them. Like I saw them running around in the background a little bit because her background was blurred, and that was it. Like, that was her cat was the most thing that like came in. Like,
yeah. I'm telling you, I had a meeting the other day. I did a training with our corporate trainer. And I messaged the people that I, knew that are from, my team.
Yeah.
While I was on the meeting, and was like, oh my God, can you hear my dog snoring? He sounds like a whole grown ass man in my in my office. Can you hear him?
Right.
And they were like, no, we can't. I was like, oh, thank God.
That's the worst.
Like, he did. He sounded like a whole ass, grown ass man in my office, because we have a spare bed in our office, sound asleep. Like,
yeah. Well, and I feel like Zoom calls now are like pose their own difficulties. Yes. Same way in the office, right? The worst is like when you get on a call and you accidentally turn your camera on, but like, I don't know, you're using your phone, so you're like this.
Right.
And you're like, no. And then for some reason you can't turn the camera off because you can't find the button.
Yeah. And the button's literally under your thumb. It just
and you're like,
I mean, Reese said it best earlier, and we're going to give her and Charlie credit for this for the rest of our lives. She said, woo, woo, sounds like the Hot Mess Express is pulling out a dysfunction junction.
Yeah, I mean, every day.
Welcome to Modern Family, everyone. It's our shit show. Welcome.
Well, yeah, it is. It's ours. It's fun. And we're nothing but real. So,
I mean, I'm literally eating dinner.
And I'm drinking and spacing out at times. So,
it's what we do. Well, it is 8:34, so we're a little late for our commercial. So, let's run to commercial real quick. And we will come back and actually talk about topics that we had planned for this evening. Mm-hmm. Just because I think it's a great thing to talk about. Not that the things that we're talking about isn't a great thing to talk about, but I think it's good to bring to light. Shit. And what?
Which was random shit. You were talking about random shit.
It happens. It's what we do. But what we're going to talk about really hit home, especially for Reese and I this week. And I know Molly's felt it as well. So oh my God. Let's roll the commercial.
Break.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's do that.
Hey guys and dolls, this is Casey DeVille, the better half of DeVille Inc., Baltimore, Maryland. If you're ever in Baltimore, stop in and see me and Tony. Invisible Brie, 5920 Eastern Avenue, Baltimore, Maryland, 21224. Give us a call if you're in the area at 410-400-9641, or look us up on the web at DeVilleInc.com. DeVille Inc., where we specialize in you.
Try again, buddy. Try again. Yay! Okay. Oh yeah, good job. Oh.
Oh, yeah. Life just got sweeter now that WLFE DB has merchandise. Show your support by purchasing your t-shirts for WLFE, Paratalk Radio, Inside the Drag Closet, and more. But it doesn't stop there. T-shirts, coffee mugs, tanks, buttons, cloth bags, and more. Go to WLFE-DB.com. On the top bar, click on the merchandise tab and bam, there you go. You got merch. Support the shows. WLFE-DB.com. You're listening to WLFE DB Radio. Now back to our program.
Hi!
And we're back.
And we're back. And no bugs.
What?
I said, and no bugs.
Oh, yeah. I thought you said no butts. And I was like, oh, no, I have one.
Oh, there's a lot of butt in this chair. Trust me.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I can't help it.
She's got her own area code.
Oh my God. So what we planned on talking about tonight before we got completely sidetracked and talked about a whole bunch of other things, which was great and I loved it. Yeah. But so, you know, as I've said, I'm still getting over whatever ailment I have, whether it be COVID or a cold or
the sickness. Can we just name it the sickness?
Yeah, the sickness. You know, I don't know what it is. My wife is feeling better. She did get a negative test. So that's good. But it's really hard because if you don't know if you have a positive test or you're positive for COVID, especially being vaccinated, I could have it and spread it to people who don't. And like, that would be completely heartbreaking for me. Like,
right. Absolutely.
I would never, you know, and I know you wouldn't either, put someone knowingly or unknowingly in danger. So we've been super, you know, careful, and we've been super careful and safe this whole time. But I mean, shit happens, you know, you have to go to the grocery store. You could pick it up from someone there. You know, my wife works in the medical field, so she could pick something up there and bring it home. Sorry, I have a hair that's driving me nuts. So, you know, no matter how careful you are, unless, you know, you don't have to leave your home, which if you don't, kudos to you. Like, where we live, we struggle to have groceries delivered or, necessities. It's not always available. So we may have to go actually to the grocery store physically.
Right.
So this week's been really hard because we were lucky and we were able to get some groceries delivered last Sunday, I think it was. Maybe it was Saturday because we had a snowstorm last weekend.
Right.
So we were lucky that our local grocery store is now delivering. But groceries are super expensive right now. I mean, everything is super expensive right now. And, I don't want to spend an extra $50 to have something delivered when I could pick it up.
Right.
So, but luckily, like, it was, only a small delivery fee, which was okay. And we were just like, forget it. We're both really not feeling well at that point. And we just had them delivered. Well, we ran out of certain things, just creature comforts.
Right.
And I tried to have them delivered like Monday or Tuesday, and it was Monday. And they were like, our spots are all filled because of the snowstorm. You can't even pick it up until tomorrow. And I was like, I need stuff now. Like, I can't wait till tomorrow. Like, these are things we need now. Like, these are necessities. And it's so easy to get wrapped up in your own life, or all of the negative, that you forget to be thankful for the positive and the people who are looking out for you.
Mm-hmm.
And my aunt just hopped on and said, why didn't you ask me to get it and drop and go? And, Aunt Trudy, I so appreciate you, and I so appreciate everyone in our family, because my mom did that for me.
Yeah.
And it's hard. Like, Molly, I know you're not from here. So
Listen, that's the worst.
yeah.
That's hard.
Like
It's really
you have
hard.
to rely on your chosen family.
Yeah.
You
Well,
know?
and there was a time when that wasn't a thing, right? So I had my family, and that was really awesome. And then they moved.
Right.
And I still, I had a support system, but it's new, right? It's not, and it's people I enjoy, and it's people that I still coexist with and, talk to and whatever. They're my confidants now. But at that point, they were still, I don't know, it just wasn't, they weren't family yet, right? They weren't, and it was really hard.
It'd be uncomfortable to be like, hey, could you drop off toilet paper? Like,
yeah, or hey, I'm in a tough spot, can you loan me something? Or
right.
Whew,
yeah, you didn't have those go-to people.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, thankfully you do now. I mean, even my attorney said I would do a drop and go for Molly too. So, and I mean, you've known her longer than you've known me. So
yeah,
obviously we would both do it for you. But
well, and that's the great thing, right? Is meeting all of these people and having those chosen family and those people that are now I know for a fact would help in any circumstance,
right?
And it's really nice.
When you don't realize, like, even with the pandemic and being on lockdown, and how our normal has changed,
it's so different. It's different.
You don't think about, like, running to the grocery store to grab necessities to come home. Like, you don't think about it until you're told you don't know if you have COVID, and this variant is super contagious. You can't go out unless you're negative, and you're like, shit, I want to make this for dinner, but I'm missing this ingredient. I can't just run to the grocery store, the local dollar store that's right across the street. Like, you can't do that because you don't want to put somebody else at risk.
Right.
So you're literally relying on people. Thankfully for me, I have an amazing family. I have an amazing chosen family. I had so many people say, let me know if you need anything. I'm right down the road. Like, I don't care if I have to drive 45 minutes. Like, I will help you. But when it's, 10 o'clock at night and you're like, oh, I want Oreo. Well, guess that craving's killed because I can't go get Oreos at 10 o'clock at night. Like,
right.
It's hard. And, Miley and I were talking earlier about, discussing some things, and I reminded her of, she had a horrible experience when she was out one day, and
gosh.
Like, people are so nasty. Like,
This
you have to tell that story. Like, people are
He
just gross.
was a punk. So listen, I was in line at some, I think it was like Wendy's or something like that. No, I don't know, something like
it was
that.
Arby's.
Oh yeah, yes, because I was getting Charlie food. Yes, because I don't eat Arby's. I'm not a big fan, except for the mozzarella sticks. They're really good.
They are good.
So I'm in line, and there's a car behind me, and it's this younger boy.
Right, not even a man because of how
Yeah.
he acted. He was a child.
Yeah, and then there's this car behind him, who's this like older woman, and she anyway had to pull, she like, oh no, I'm so sorry, I messed it up already. She was behind me, so she, and then that car was behind her, honking at her the entire time, like, because she was taking too long, but like nobody was moving anywhere. So like,
who you honking at, bro?
Yeah,
Like,
so she places her order and then like pulls, so I'm this I don't know. I'm in line, and she pulls like kind of like a T in ahead so that guy could order. Like, did something kind of nice. Pulled out so you could order, and then when I pulled up, she would pull in.
Right.
That son of a bitch wouldn't let her back into the line. Wouldn't let her do it, and like was honking, and was like, he was like, you got out of the line, you clearly did. And I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to intervene right now. Please don't make me intervene. Just please do the right thing.
Right.
Please.
Don't be a dick. Do the right thing.
Yeah, because it's this older lady that like you could clearly tell she could not hold her own.
Right. Well, and you know, we always stand up for the underdog, and obviously,
yeah,
she was being verbally beat up. Like,
so at this point, she doesn't know what to do. So she just starts to pull forward. So I roll down all my windows and like, I'm ready for a fight. I'm like, listen, lady, pull in front of me. Just tell the people at the window, like, this person wouldn't let you, whatever. And he was like, oh my gosh, you let him in, said some choice words, called me some choice names. And I was like, listen, not today. Turned around, and my sassy ass came out. And I was like, literally, not today. I was like, if you weren't, I'm not even gonna like say what it was because it's very explicit.
right. However,
yeah. And so then we get to the window, and the whole everything's like just messed up. The people don't understand like what's happening. So she's like, can you come help me? So I have to get out of my car in the drive-thru, go up to the window, and like when I get out of my car, I turn around and I look at him, and I was like, this right here is because of you.
yeah.
I need you to know this. And he's like, whatever.
Little fuck.
Yeah, and I'm
child.
like, you're literally saying whatever because you know I'm right.
Right. And because I will slap a hoe today, okay?
Listen, and I'm like, you're a beanpole. Yes.
Kat says, I hope you slap that little fuck. Like,
I
unfortunately,
wanted
we
him-
catch charges in PA if that were the case. But
I wanted him to get, or I wanted him to try to get out. I'm like, please.
right. Come at me, bro.
You should have known me in my younger years.
But that's the thing, like, you know, we rely on the goodness of people, whether they're friends, family, you know, someone
Right.
complete stranger. But unfortunately, the world has gone completely mad.
And I think it's getting worse. And I know that it's like because of this like divide, and I don't know why people don't want to acknowledge that there is, because there's this divide.
Absolutely.
And I think that media and false news, everything is getting like just watered down, and like, people just aren't listening and don't want to believe in what's right or real.
Mm-hmm.
And it's frustrating.
And it's almost like, you know, for our generation, like the manners that we were taught of, you know, yes, no, please, thank you, you know, ma'am, sir, like, you know, and ma'am, sir right now are, you know, with the pronouns and that sort of thing, they're kind of a fuzzy area. But we still have manners. There's no reason to be a complete jerk to a complete stranger for no reason.
Well, and manners change, right? Manners aren't what they used to be in the 1950s.
Right.
Right? I'm going to cuss in public because I can, like, not because I can, but because sometimes I do. And
right.
that, back then was unheard of.
Completely taboo. Yeah.
Right. And that was, you have horrible manners. But I feel like manners today is just literally being nice. And we know what that is. And just like love.
And love and acceptance, and whether they're, it's race, religion, sexual orientation, whatever the case may be, just being accepting and nice to people.
Right. Well, knowing that everybody's not going to have your point of view, right? All of our stories are different.
Yeah.
All of our point of views are going to be different because of the experiences that we have experienced, not as a collective, just you.
Right.
Right. It's completely different than what you have experienced in your life. Right. We have some shared experiences, but our younger experiences are completely different. So our outlook on life sometimes is different. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Well, and it's okay to disagree. What's not okay is to tell somebody that their point of view is wrong. You will never try to have a discussion and see things from a different point of view, that you are always right. And like, nothing is ever that set in stone. Like, there are some things, like, there's a clear yes or no, right or wrong. But when it comes to opinions, the old saying is, they're like, assholes. Everybody's got them.
Right.
So, have a conversation, be a good person. My friend Dustin, Amethyst Diamond, spread light and love. Like, I live by that motto. Like, I want someone's day to be better because of me, not worse.
Right.
And also, why am I going to put myself in that negative mind space when I don't have to be?
Right.
I don't want to put up with, the bitch at the store. So why would I be that person to somebody else?
Well, and and I think that everybody needs to just realize that when you come into those conversations, it's not like you're not going to change somebody's mind. You're literally just talking about it. Yeah. And it's like an open forum. Don't go in there with the intention of trying to change my mind, or I'm not going in with the intention of trying to change your mind.
Right.
I'm telling you what's my perspective and point of view, and with the research or whatever I've done on it.
Right.
Yeah.
And, Molly and I have been part of discussions with other friends that, we have complete opposite views of the world, and where Molly may fall in a certain area, I'll fall in another, and then they fall in another. It's just, we're able to have a discussion and say, I see where you're coming from, and I totally get it, but here's where I'm coming from.
Right.
So, let's have this fluid conversation where we're not stagnant arguing about, you're right, I'm wrong, or you're right, I'm wrong, whatever. And we, I don't want to say it's a mutual agreement to, agree to disagree.
It is. But I think we've said that, there's been times where I was like, I'm sorry, I just don't agree with you on that.
Right.
And then that's it. We go on to a different subject,
Right. But the thing is we treat each other with respect.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that we're never going to change that person's mind, personally. If their views change, awesome.
Right, and they can. Mine did. Holy cow, my views are completely different than what they were when I was 18 years old.
Right,
completely.
No, absolutely. Right, Molly jumped the fence on that one. But
I am now fully the black sheep of the family.
Right. I'm the rainbow sheep, don't worry, we fit in together. But it's just, it's okay to not agree on everything, but treat people with respect and treat people kindly. And, you know, we use the name Karen so often in today's society because that's what, you know, they've been dubbed. So if your name is Karen and you're watching, no disrespect to you, but don't be a Karen. Like, don't be that person.
Right.
Like, we rely on one another.
Well, and it's almost like, it's not that deep. Like, that reaction doesn't need to happen. And listen,
Right.
there's some times where I overreact.
Oh,
yes, I do.
Hi.
Right. But then I feel like, though, I'm able to at least learn from it when I do, or kind of catch myself in the moment and kind of reel it back. Right? I don't just persist and go through with it and then go like, wow, you know.
Right. I don't go from 100 to, you know, 5,000 and continue going. I'm like, oh,
right.
I'm acting crazy. Let's not go there.
I know.
Real quick, we have a bunch of comments on this.
Ooh.
So Ray says people have no respect for anybody but themselves anymore. And it's so true. You know, you should absolutely respect yourself and love yourself, but you are no better than anybody else.
Well, and I think unfortunately it stems from like a societal where kind of in the 80s it was like every man for himself. Like,
yeah, we've gone back to that. Like,
yeah. Well, that's like kind of where it started, and then this is kind of where we ended up. This is where we're up, right? This is where we ended up, because back then he was just like, we were family and everybody was like kind of coexisting, like not really well, but then all of a sudden, like business wise and how you were supposed to attain your money became, you have to work all the time and you have to jump over and be mean to people because you have to be on top. Yeah. Well, now it's like we're sitting back like, that's not really what happens. And now I'm mean to everybody. Like,
right. Exactly. Like, now, but if you're able to self-reflect and make those self changes, you realize, oh, I was kind of a jerk for the longest time.
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't do that anymore.
Right.
But like my entreaty says, there's a clear divide. People can't agree to disagree on certain topics. And it's so true. You know, I may not see eye to eye with somebody, and I may give you my example as to why, and I'll try to see yours as well. But like you said, Molly, like there are certain things you're just going to have to agree to disagree on. But
like I just can't, I can't agree with you on that, because there's some things, like she said, there's that. Oh, sorry, I keep interrupting you. Go.
No, you're fine. I was gonna say, don't use that against me.
Right.
That's not a weapon to come at me with because I don't agree with you. It's okay to not agree on everything, but don't use it against me.
Right.
You know? Kat says, right, it fucking sucks, but when people are kind, it's super noticeable now. It really is.
I know.
And that's a sad reality that we live in, because, you know, like I said, we rely on one another, you know, whether it's a complete stranger or someone that you've known your entire life, we rely on each other because we're all in this sinking ship together.
Well, and like genetically and like it's ingrained in us. We as a species that we need community. We need that people. We need people around us. It's for our sanity, for everything.
Right.
And I think that we've gotten away from that. And you know, I'm trying, wherever I go, I try to build that because I know I need that in my life.
Yeah.
Because I know for a fact I cannot do this life by myself.
Right. Well, and we said earlier, like, you know, the old adage of it takes a village to raise a child, right? That translates into everyday life. It takes a village to get through life, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, you need those people. You need that family. You need people that became family, or, you know, you just need those people in your life.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So unfortunately it's 8:59, but I guess the moral of the story is be nice to each other.
Literally.
Like it's really not a hard concept.
It's not.
You know,
it's not. And I like this. I saw this thing on TikTok, and it's like the 5-second rule. If somebody can't change something about themselves within 5 seconds, don't mention it.
Right.
So if they have something in their teeth, they can change that within 5 seconds.
Tell them.
Go ahead and mention it. If their nose is fucked up, they can't change that within 5 seconds. don't say anything about it, right?
Yeah. Like, it makes 110% sense to me. And I mean, I know my opinion is not end all say all. Like, I am not naive. Like, I'm not dumb.
Right.
But it doesn't seem like it's that hard of a concept. Be nice to each other. Stop doing things that are hurtful and harmful to others.
I know.
Like, just, it just blows my mind. Because honestly, if it weren't for the kindness of others this past week.
Yeah. It would have been a really tough read. Like, harder than it would have been. Like, harder than it was, you know?
Yeah.
If you didn't have those. Yeah, that support system. Absolutely.
Well, and especially when the wife runs out of Mountain Dew, like, she would have been... I would have been living under our house because I'd have been like, I don't want to live with you right now. You're angry. You don't have any Mountain Dew, and I'm sorry. Like,
first world problems.
Right. Thank you. First world problems. But like, it's the things that you have every single day, and then you can't just go get them, and you're like, I'm at the mercy of people that I know and love to hopefully be able to do it between work and, you know, their personal lives. So it's like, shit. You know, it's just hard. But the first world problems, yes, of course, because the wife has to have Mountain Dew. But like I said, moral of the story, be nice to each other. Yep. Like, just be a good human, damn it, Kat says. And Reese says, don't be a dick.
That's my favorite.
Like, and I think, you know, usually we end the show on, you know, things we're thankful for and that type of thing. Like, I honestly think I want to just leave it at that.
I'm thankful for kindness and kind people and acts of kindness, and yeah. You know, I'm super thankful for the people that I can rely on and I can count on in their kindness, and random strangers who hold the door and, you know, say good morning or good night or. Yes. Random strangers' act of kindness is like a different heartwarming.
Yeah. Like, it's just, don't be a dick. It's the best way to put it. Don't be a dick. Be a good human. Yeah. Like, but so we're gonna leave you on that note, team. Kids, lovely humans. It's been a day.
Team. Good night.
I need a nap again. But we're gonna tell you where to find us real quick before we sign off, because you have to know and where to share us and what to do.
Do all the things.
Do all the things. So check us out on our network, WLFE-DB.com, their Facebook, which is WLFE-DB Radio, and then their LGBTQIA+ page, because why? We fall under all of those beautiful umbrellas. But most importantly, our social media, which is Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube, not Twitter. We do not have a Twitter, which is Modern Femme-ily, all spelled the same way as the banner up top, except there is no dash between the E and the I. And I'm going to let Molly take this next part since she missed it earlier. Most importantly,
don't forget to like, share, subscribe.
Yes. You have to know where to find us.
I know.
And you have to share our craziness with your friends and family, and, you know, so everybody can watch the Hot Mess Express leave Dysfunction Junction every Friday night at 8 p.m. Eastern time. But if you we are an interactive podcast, but if you have questions, comments, or show ideas that you don't feel comfortable sharing, or you're listening where you can find podcasts, feel free to email us at modernfemily@gmail.com. All one word, no dashes, no spaces. But there's nothing else for us to do here tonight, kids. Our time is up. So we will see you
signing off
next week. Bye.